Hi guys, how you doing? How you doing? In case you're new here, my name is Rozitta.
And I'm Gloria.
And we are excited about today's video because it was requested by one of you and we are happy to do it for you. So what are we going to be sharing about?
So today we have some key major points.
Yeah, we'll be sharing on the reality of how we relate to our parents. African parents.
Kenyan.
Yes, African and Kenyan. So you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
My first point is communication. Communication is key in literally every manner of relationship, of friendship, including parents and children. And I feel like so many people fail in that area on the basis of, they say, age difference. Like they say our parents are analog and we are digital, so
they generation,
so they say we can't communicate to them, but I think that's a fallacy that needs to be disbarred.
What? Come again. Rewind.
I don't even know if I'm correct by saying disband. I don't know. Anyway, it's a fallacy that we need to discredit. Yeah, and I think for us, we've successfully been able to cultivate communication with our parents by being very open, especially for me. I think I'm more open than you.
Yeah, she is, right?
Yeah, me, I'm so open and normally ask literally most of the things, including how to deal with men and stuff when there's a command somewhere, when there's a man's somewhere.
Disturbing.
Yeah, like I not that I go with every information, but the key thing, and I think I'd just say I'm consultative. Like asking questions has really helped me so far to avoid making some big mistakes. You know, I don't know. What do you feel about that? Have you been communicative as much, Emma?
Yeah, somehow I try. For me, it's hard to open up, but I try my best to at least keep that rapport between me and the parent, because it should be there. Because you can't be staying in the same house, yet I'm afraid to be like, Dad, this and this happened, I don't know what to do. You get? Yeah.
So I think communication is the major one, which is the foundation of so many things. And this is something that you need to start when you're so young. It's not something you get to and suddenly you want to communicate. It's something you need to cultivate in your kids when they are young. And for kids, it's something you need to cultivate also when you're young. And that can start with simple things like, Mom, I lost my pencil, or Mom, I want this bag, or Mom, this teacher was rude to me. Like being open. And when for the parents, I think also when your children are open to you, they need to be receptive. Most of them shut down and say, huyu ni mtoto tu, ama he's lying, she's lying, you know. So I think on both sides, parents and kids, that should be cultivated.
Like for us both, but I think the character is in me more often. When I wanted something in the supermarket, you remember back in Tanzania? Hey, I'd be like, "Ini how much?"
But they used to do it so indirectly, but at the end of it all, you are communicating that I want this thing. Yeah. So that's my first point.
On to the second point. I think I will say act of service. It's another thing. Because it should actually be there. Because since your parents have literally brought you up, they have fed you, they have clothed you, the least you can do is at least do something for them. Like for us, we can clean the room, we can arrange the clothes, we can do the ironing of the handkerchiefs, you know. So I think acts of service should be there.
And for this one, I feel like it increases the bond between us and our parents, because for example, when Dad is so tired and he needs a massage, you're the one, he says, Gloria, kuja unifinye va unanifinyanga.
Nasikia hapa.
But then he says, nasikia hapa.
Nasikia hapa kanahitaji.
Then he does this. Nasikia hapa.
Hapa hivi.
Yeah, so I think it creates the bond and the closeness. And it's also two-way.
Yeah.
It's also two-way for us. When my dad notices I'm so tired, he can tell me anataka kuni massage. Or you can just see him amesimama akakuja kuku massage.
Yeah.
Or he oils my hair. Or he makes my hair. I think I've posted some Instagram stories where my dad is styling me up. So I think it also goes two-way. Now for this one, I think it can be so hard for most people because they're like, hey, African parent, what? You know. But I don't know, how did we get to that point?
I just think it's just that, I don't know, not a click, I don't know what to call it. It's just there.
But we started while we were so young.
Yeah.
We just find ourselves doing small things that actually matter to them. And up to now, there are things that matter to them. And they don't necessarily have to request ati come massage me. You just have to look and see a need. You see a need and you're like, hey. Or sometimes I see it, but because I'm busy, I tell Gloria, and massage dad, you know. So we get to notice those needs and we try to meet them as soon as possible.
Yeah, like when you were young, I think I'm the one who used to step on mom's back most of the time. I
also did that until I added weight.
So right now you can't do that, but you used to.
Yeah.
So it's still an act of service.
And another thing I think I do is I drive mom around.
Yeah.
Mom is not a big fan of driving. So if I'm not busy, she always tells me to accompany her.
Yeah.
And I know it's because she wants a chauffeur. And I need to give her an invoice. I need to get paid.
Hey.
I need to, Mom. I need some money.
We need to look for a checkbook.
Yes. I need some money. Anyway, yeah. So the best way to cultivate that is by, I think it also comes with understanding, which would be my third point. So understanding, for example, that that acts of service is their love language, helps us to meet their needs.
Yeah.
So my third point would be understanding, and understanding comes in so many other forms, which can be financial. It can be, for example, how when they moved to Tanzania, I was in boarding school, and it used to pain me so much that I'm the only one in Kenya. So I used to feel so weird, but I used to be like, when I'm talking to my friends, I'm like, unajua tu mimi kwa familia yetu, mi tu ndo niko Kenya.
You never told us that.
I used to tell them like that, my family is not in Kenya. So I used to feel alone sometimes. But I used to understand that it's necessary.
Yeah.
I know it can't be avoided. So the only way for me to play my role in this scenario is for me to understand that they have to be in Tanzania because that's where their assignment is.
Yeah.
And for me, I have to be in a boarding school to avoid all the stress of Rose atakana nani, you know, that kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So I think understanding would also be part of everything. But now, to cultivate understanding between your parents and between parents and kids, you need to be honest.
Yeah.
You need to be truthful. And being truthful in a scenario like let's say financial, when your kids demand so much, they feel like you're not meeting their needs, sit with them and make them understand your situation.
Yeah.
Because most parents feel pressured by their kids, and they do everything they can to satisfy the needs of their kids at their own peril. You know, they're putting themselves in a terrible position by trying to go beyond their limits to meet the needs of their kids, instead of just explaining to them, you know what, I really want to do this for you, but I can't do it right now. How about you wait? And I think that's the point where most kids become spoiled, because they know if I ask for anything,
I'll get it.
I'll definitely get it. Yeah. So I don't know, how would you explain understanding?
Actually, it's exactly what you have said. The parent should be able to sit down with the kid and say this and this. Okay, our budget is tight. Let's say work is not going on well, or the bills have not yet been paid, you're asking for something that at that time it's
not urgent.
Yeah, it's not urgent, it's not necessary.
Yeah.
Like right now, let's say I already have this phone, but since I've seen there's, I don't know, Oppo Reno 5, I'd be like, me, I want that phone. As in, there's that, you have to understand and work with what you have.
Yeah. And kids need to really be open to understanding their parents. And to understand that as long as there's a roof over your head, there's food on the table, everything else is a luxury, which is not something you should pressure your parents about. Yeah, and for me, I think it's something I grew up with, especially in primary school. While I was still in boarding, I used to see people with so many things that I don't have, and I would want them. But I remember my mom sitting me down, akasema, those things are not necessary. You don't have that exact same thing, but you have a similar thing that performs the same function. So you don't have to pressure us. You don't have to pressure us. And I think another example that would fall into that was like when I was in the same school, Mary Immaculate Girls. I wanted to move to a different school. So I used to threaten mom and dad, if you don't get me out of this school, I'll turn into this other religion, which I don't want to mention. And my mom was like, fanya che unataka, hatukutoi. But I understand, even for them to get me into that school was such a hassle. So I couldn't see it then. But they made me understand the struggle they went through just to get that school. So I have to vumilia and stay in the school because it's not a bad school. I just want to move because everyone is moving out, you know.
You know, like how we used to say in high school, I mean, I transfer and care for man. You're in Form 2, but do not transfer. Form 3, not transfer. Form 4, you're like...
Even as we had that in my forces, tulifika Form 2, and suddenly so many people are transferring. So mi nikaanza kuambia watu, hata mi na transfer next year. Naenda wapi? Kenya High. So I remember we had Parents' Day, and then mom and dad came, and when they were about to leave me, nikawambia, by the way, I don't like this school. I want to go to Kenya High. It was my dream school after all. So my dad is like, what's wrong with my forces? Niko, apana, you know, so many people are moving. It shows it's a bad school. Hey, I even cried nikisema venye I want to transfer.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so nilimalizia Form 4 huko. Na nilipita anyway.
Yes.
So that would be my third point, understanding between parents and kids, and it's mutual.
And I think understanding will also go hand in hand with support.
Yes.
Because, if you get to understand your parents, then you'll be able to support them in whatever they do.
Absolutely.
Because, like for example, for me, I took dad to Nyahururu on Thursday and Friday. That's me showing him that I support your work.
Yeah.
I can do the little, like, that how many hours drive will go with you. Just the presence shows that I'm actually supporting you.
Yeah.
Or let's say your mom or dad has a shop.
Yeah.
You go there during the day, you sell some stuff. That's support.
Yeah, and it goes a really long way. Because I feel like right now, so many kids are preoccupied with their own stuff that they don't care about what their parents are up to. And as a result of that, you see, when a parent dies, the kids are not able to take over.
Yeah.
Like that's how so many big companies have collapsed, even in Kenya, because the visionary is no longer there, so the kids don't know how to take care of their parents' business, and just like that, it goes bankrupt and it closes down.
Yeah.
So we really advocate for supporting, and this is something si tulianza pia tukiwa wadogo in ways we couldn't tell, by the way, because like me, accepting to be in Kenya alone, that was me supporting.
Yeah.
I was supporting them and understanding they need to be in Tanzania where their assignment is at, and I was willing to do that. It wasn't the best thing. It used to stress me at times. I used to feel alone and bad, but I used to understand it will mean so much to them when they know I'm supporting them, you know. And right now we are also supporting each other's businesses.
Yeah.
Like since Corona started, they have been doing farming. And trust you me, we don't know nothing about farming.
Farming is work, y'all.
As a matter of fact, the other day we went to Njoro's farm with Gloria. Gloria didn't even dress for the farm. She went to slay. Alafu anaenda kukatwakatwa huko na mahindi. You know.
Oh my God.
But the small thing of Mom, unaenda shamba acha nikupeleke. Yeah. The other day you guys went to harvest minji. What is minji in English? Peas. Yeah, you went to harvest peas, and it really goes a long way in giving moral support and just being there.
Yeah.
And vice versa, they also support us. They support my YouTube channel. And let me tell you, hey, me, I wouldn't have been where I am if it was not for my parents' support. The fact that sometimes I didn't have content and I just tell Dad, let's do this. Nana kubali. He's like, cool. And trust you me, Dad used to be so rigid and and what do you call inflexible? Is that such a word? There are things he'd not really see the sense of, but if I'd tell him to do them with me, anakubali.
Yeah.
So that mutual support when it comes to each other's lives in small ways, like your daughter wants to do fashion and design, but you thought you wanted them to do engineering, support them in that. After all, if they fail, they're not going to blame you, you see. Yeah, that's support for us.
And for us, I guess it started way back when you used to go for Keishas. You remember?
Oh, yeah.
You go for Keisha. You're sleepy at around, I don't know, 2.
Yeah.
You go sleep under the
Dad's office.
I know. I mean, that's support of the highest order.
And it has really helped us with the bond. Because people really, they look at us like, how are you so close to your dad, you know?
Yeah.
And I think it's the little things, honestly, it's the little things that has made us to be so close.
Yeah.
We are not saying it's all rosy. Maybe you are going to share that in a short while. But we are saying the little things on the positive side really do go a long way.
They matter a lot.
Yeah, and that is why Dad would be so comfortable doing a video with me on YouTube. Ama I tell him, let's vlog utapika chapo, and he's like, it's fine.
Cool, let's do it.
Sometimes he sees me not vlogging and he thinks and the experience is so good, and he just tells me, Rozitta, kwani leo hauvlog? Vlogger hauvlog. That's what he says.
What are you waiting for?
Yeah, and it just really means so much to me that he believes in what I'm doing, you know. Yeah. And the same case for corner seat. Corner seat is expensive. Whoa.
Ask her.
Oh my God. Running corner seat is expensive, but they have been so supportive, and I wouldn't be where I am at right.
Okay.
Next to your point. Wait,
what? Just say
that was your point.
Yeah, that was mine.
Okay, let's see. I'll go with patience. Patience in the sense of how can I explain this? We are not perfect. There are things we do that kasirisha them, that annoy them.
Yeah.
But patience helps them to continue correcting us. Like, Rose, I told you stop doing this. You need to correct that. And I remember, when was it? I think it was just this year. We went on a date with Dad and Mom. Waliniketisha chini. And we talked. And I think the whole point that and something I learned from the whole experience was they are patient enough to see me make mistakes, but they are willing to correct me over and over again, you know.
Yeah.
And that patience is what has kept me being able to continue trusting them and being being consultative, you know. When you're told do this and you're not doing it, our parents didn't give up on us. And right now I think most parents give up on their kids too fast, especially in the name of ni teenager, lazima teenager wafanye hivyo.
Behave hivi, they say this and that.
And patience is something that you need to cultivate towards your kids. And for the kids, I think you also need to cultivate it towards your parents, in the sense of they don't completely know you, So if there's something new they have seen about you, be patient with them instead of going out there and telling them you don't even understand me. No, be patient with them and tell them this is what I prefer, this is what I like, this is what I desire, Yeah.
I think patience, it's a process on its own.
Yes, it's actually a process.
It's a process on its own, because I know a lot of people who have their weakness as patient. Because let's say I'm waiting for someone, I was supposed to meet up, it's 30 minutes, they're not there. I still have to be patient. That's the same way our parents see us doing mistakes, see us saying this which is wrong or that, and they're still like, okay, I still believe in you, you can move on from this, you can change and all that. So patience is really key to that.
Exactly.
To add on to that, patience and trust. Because if I have to be patient with you, I have to trust.
Yes.
I have to trust you that this and that will go on well or something like that.
Yeah.
Like for us, so many times they have traveled and left us at home. They just leave money. Sit to my travel, you are going to this mission. Here's the money, use it well. That's trust for me. What do you think?
I think trust for me would be, how can I explain? Well, I was in high school. I used to feel like my parents are monitoring everything I'm doing. And at some point, I remember we got into some sort of argument. And I was like, you don't even trust me. I think I exploded. But my dad was like, trust is earned, earn it.
Like, how do you do that? How do you earn trust?
So I was like, okay, how do you earn trust? Which would take me to my next point, be responsible. So I started being more responsible academically, at home. If they call me and ask, Rose, where are you at? I don't lie. I tell them I'm in town, I'm here. And that way they started trusting me more. Such that at one point I was given, I think the first time Dad allowed me to drive his car, I was so marveled. Like, who would have thought one day nitaachiwa gari? They are not tracking me kwenye naenda, but I've earned their trust so much. And the only way to do that is by being responsible. I think that applies to you.
Yeah, because also, let me not say in this generation, but most of the kids want to feel trusted. Let's say with the technology and everything. If I have a phone, I don't want my parents to touch it. I don't want my parents to do what. If I'm texting someone, I'd be like, oh my God, turn in the bedroom, you get. So there's that car. I want them to trust me, that I know what I'm doing, but maybe you're not doing the right thing, but you don't know it. So there's that, you have to be responsible and at the same time gain the trust from your parents. Like, I can't just wake up in the morning, I get all dressed up and I run town and I'm not telling my parents. I have to be like, responsible mom. So tomorrow I'll go to town to shop for this and that. Then I'll be back at this time. Or, hey mom, I'm going with my friend, we're going for lunch and all that. If someone is not responsible, they just leave out of the house, come back at whatever time. And I don't think that's a legit thing to do.
And that is what causes mistrust in families. And that is when you see your parents are being tough and strict on you. You feel like they're watching your every move and all. And I feel like if you think your parents are watching your every move, it's because you've given them a reason to. They can't trust you, so they're your parents, they need to take care of you, they need to know that you're okay. So they have to watch your every move to ensure that you're fine. Otherwise, they can't trust you enough to leave you by yourself. And that should be like a wake-up call to you. Be responsible. And being responsible comes in doing the little things that you're told to do. The do's and the don'ts. If your dad says be home by this time, get home by that time, and you're going to earn their trust. Otherwise, ukisema I miss him mtoto, you cause alarms like, okay, then we can't trust you. We can't allow you to do that. And it's the same case that's affecting most teenagers, because I know teenagers want to be trusted, but you need to earn the trust. Don't just go demanding for a phone, yet the last time you were given a phone, you are doing irresponsible things. It doesn't work like that. And I think today I was talking with mom, and we were talking about trust, and she said trust starts from foundation, from when you're a kid, not when you're a teenager.
Wow.
We are a result of how we were brought up when we were kids, not when we were teenagers. And that's a challenge I think that we can throw to parents. If you want to earn your kids' trust, because you first of all need to earn their trust so that they can trust you, start by being truthful to them, start by being honest with them, start by answering their questions, because kids can be curious sometimes.
Very curious.
Yeah, so be truthful to them when they ask such questions like, watoto walitoka wapi? You'll be surprised. You will lie to your kid.
They'll know more than...
You will lie to your kid, and then later on they can't trust you. Why? Because you once lied to them, you know. So it goes back in the foundation. But if you're a teenager or a parent to a teenager, you can cultivate mutual trust by encouraging responsibility on both parties. Yes, and the fact that you're given the car to drive hata wewe, it's trust, manzi.
True. My next point will be adaptability.
Adaptability, yes.
We adapted that transmission from Kenya to TZ, to and fro, the journeys and all that.
Yeah.
Because it's not easy by there traveling by road.
Yeah,
it's not easy. But we had to adapt to that. We have gone to, she has gone to Mwanza, we have gone to Zambia, we have gone to Mbeya, Arusha. I mean, name them all.
Yeah.
So we had to adapt, because it's not easy. I don't know how to explain it, but it's not easy to just move on from this place to go to that place.
Yeah.
I remember when we came to Kenya and our parents stayed back home, we had to adapt staying with our cousins and grandparents, which was hard, mostly for Rose, because she's not an open book.
Yeah, I'm an introvert.
So we had to adapt to that.
And another way I would explain that would be adapting to current situations and times. Like when it comes to not only environment but also finances. Like during this period of Corona, we've had a lot of adjusting to do, and not only in this family but the whole world, you know. So adapting to that and knowing that whatever you have to endure is for a time. Yeah.
And then also love must be present.
Yes, I think that's the icing on the sugar.
Yeah. Love must be present.
Yeah.
In everything that is done, it is done out of love, out of care.
Yeah.
Because if our parents didn't love us, then maybe even we couldn't be here. But now they show that love, as in you are a kid, we love you, we do this for you because we love you, we support you in what you do because we love you. I think love, it's a whole huge thing on its own.
Yeah, and you prove love by actions.
Yeah.
It is everything. So yeah, I think that would be it for us. If you have any questions, do comment down below. And if perhaps you're going through something, there are some indifferences between your parents and yourself, I believe you can resolve them by communication. Takes us back to our first point.
Yeah.
Communicate, speak out your emotions, your feelings. If you're feeling let down, speak that out. Parents, if you feel like your kids are draining you, sit down with them, explain to them, let them understand you, and you realize with time there's going to be that bond being built all over again. Yeah, so I think that would be it for whoever requested this video. I hope it has been helpful, and yeah, thank you so much for requesting the video. I've actually enjoyed sharing this video. I've had to do a lot of introspection in the process.
It was actually amazing.
Yeah. So that would be it from us. Thank you so much for watching. Corner Seat is resuming, so guys, stay tuned. Remember to follow me on my socials to know the exact day we are resuming on the Corner Seat. This is the last vlog probably ever on this channel, so make sure you enjoy it and also share
and like and comment.
Yeah, until
next time,
cheers, guys.